Okay, I am making this video with an intention to provide a complete and comprehensive guide to growing peppers. The challenge for me would be to provide as much information as possible in a short period of time. So in today's video, we will discuss how to grow peppers in large quantities in minimum possible space with minimum efforts in a cost-effective way, and also what fertilizers are good for peppers and how to make your own fertilizers. The techniques are likely to help you produce large quantities of fresh and tasty peppers, even if you have a small space, and they will be much cheaper than what they are available for in market. We will go over traditional methods of growing peppers in soil and in containers, and we will also explore modern techniques such as hydroponics using artificial and chemical fertilizers, and then you choose what is best for you. We will also discuss what organic fertilizers are best and how to make your own fertilizers. I will show you what to do when you have a plant that either is growing slowly or the plant growth is stunted, especially in containers, and I'll show you how to do it economically. And for those who like to use only organic fertilizers, I'll show you how I make my own free organic fertilizer, which works super for me every single time. I have tried a few varieties including bell peppers, jalapeno, Thai hot peppers, long bullhorn peppers, cayenne peppers or cayenne peppers as they're pronounced, and hot Indian peppers. Most varieties perform really well even in small containers as well as in ground. If you are growing them in containers, the size of the peppers is dictated by the size of the container. If you have a small container, the size of the harvest as well as the size of the peppers is likely to be small. However, that is not the case with the hydroponic method that I have been using for a couple of years. Although the method may not prove to be very successful for some vegetables, so far it has been extremely successful for pepper varieties that I have used it for, and I'm finding this method is really cost effective and is really gaining my attention because of large fruit size in very small spaces, faster growing rate, and early maturity, as well as low maintenance and far less consumption of water and fertilizers. And also these systems are mobile and can be moved from one place to another place very easily. Some varieties were grown from seeds and others were bought as seedlings from a local nursery, and if you're growing them from seeds, you can start sowing approximately 6 weeks before the last frost. Here I am separating seeds from a pepper that I bought from a local supermarket. The seeds can be separated very easily, as you can see me doing here. Here I am separating seeds from a long bullhorn pepper. As you can see, this one was also bought from a local supermarket, and as you can see, they're very easy to grow. Just cut the edges of the pepper and just pull the seeds out, and you'll find dozens of seeds in one pepper. Seeds were simply sown in small containers in regular potting mix and were watered regularly. The seedlings when emerged were thinned, smaller seedlings were destroyed. Later on, some plants were transplanted in bigger containers, some were transplanted directly in soil, and some were transplanted in small homemade hydroponic systems. So these are some of the pictures of a few plants in early stages of life. Here is another one, and they seem to be growing well. Fertilizers. Well, a number of chemical and organic and inorganic fertilizers are available in market, and most work perfectly fine. In past, I have used slow releasing fertilizers, chicken manure, cow manure, fish mix, seaweed extract, blood and bone meal, you name it, and I still use some of them for some of my plants. However, There are a few serious problems with all of these commercially available fertilizers. One being the cost, which is becoming far too much for a hobby gardener. Organic fertilizers such as cow manure, blood and bone meal, chicken manure, though are very good in what they do, but they do come with very unpleasant smell. Especially if you have a small space, it becomes a serious problem for family members and neighbors. So I am rapidly turning to very effective homemade fertilizers. Most importantly, to save money on this hobby. Gardening can become very expensive very quickly if you're not careful. So I will show you at least one of a few homemade fertilizers that I am using. Okay, so this is part of another experiment that I'm doing. I have this container filled with some coconut coir, and there are nearly 500 red worms inside that container. It also has a tap at the bottom on the right side, and there's a bucket as well. As you can see, every couple of days I just spray water, and excess water comes out of that tap and is collected in the white bucket on the right side. And as you can see, there are some pepper plants growing successfully along with the worms. I will make another video on this experiment, but there's some yellowish liquid that gets collected in the bucket. You spray a little bit more water. So this is the yellowish liquid that I have just collected, and you don't have to do it, but I just like to check the pH of the liquid for the sake of interest, and the pH is 6.8. Now this can be used as it is, but I have added some coffee grounds that you can see on the left side of the picture, just to decrease the pH, and the pH now is 6.4. It was 6.2 a minute ago. We will do it again. So the pH is 6.2 according to this meter right now. I also have added some coffee grounds on the soil, as you can see, and hoping to get a pH of around 6. And this is the fertilizer that I'm using. This is a jalapeno pepper plant that was bought as a seedling and was transplanted into the soil directly. There is some damage to the leaves, there are some flowers, and most importantly, there are some very healthy, shiny and big jalapeno peppers that are growing on this small plant. Very happy. There's one little one coming out, and there are some flowers, so hopefully it will give a few more fruits. And there's one tiny one there as well. Few birds. Now the hydroponic system, which has gained a lot of attraction from me in recent years for the ease of growing, significant cost saving and cleanliness, and you can grow a large number of healthy plants in very small spaces. I have made a few videos on these, but for those who have not seen my previous videos, I will explain how to design this homemade hydroponic system one more time. To grow plants hydroponically, I use this net cup which I bought from a local hydroponic store for $2, and I also use this empty yogurt bucket that comes with the yogurt that I buy from a local Indian shop, clean and washed, and this net cup happens to be a perfect fit for this bucket. And I also use this medium instead of soil, which is ground coconut husk. It does not have any nutrition for the plants, and hence it is an inert medium. This way you have full control of what nutrients your plants have access to and in what quantities. Here I have filled the net cup with coconut coir and have transplanted a seedling in it. Fertilizers for the hydroponic system. Many fertilizers are available in market, and currently I am experimenting with some homemade organic fertilizers for my hydroponic system, and I will share my experience once I have some luck. But so far I have used a few hydroponic fertilizers. I have most experience with this fertilizer known as hydroponic bloom. It comes in a set of 2 bottles and you have to mix both in water, and for some plants you can use 1 ml from each bottle to mix it with 1 liter of water. So each bottle is 1 liter, so you can make 1000 liters of hydroponic solution from these 2 bottles. So I bought both of these bottles for $25. So this is a very cost effective way. 1 set of such bottles is usually enough for me for 1 whole year, and I grow a lot of plants from these bottles. Now this is not a pepper plant and this is not the same fertilizer, but it will give you an idea how to feed the plants. This is from another video that I made for silver beet. However, you simply pour the fertilizer, which is mixed with water, on the net cup after transplanting, so the coir is completely wet and the level of liquid is only reaching the lower part of the net cup after transplanting. Too much water will drown the roots and will kill the plants. I have done this many times, so you will need some experimentation, but once you know what you're doing, you'll be very happy. The level of water will start decreasing slowly as the plants start using them. This fertilizer will be enough for at least 7 to 14 days if the plants are small. These are some of my bell pepper plants when the peppers are small, and you can see very healthy fruit. And this one there, and this is when they are mature, ready to be harvested. Very nice and healthy fruit for a very small container. Now these plants grow very big and they need a lot of space if you're growing them in soil. This is a plant which is performing really well. I already have taken a number of harvests and they keep coming. And this is a hot Indian variety which is quite expensive here. See, the bucket is almost empty, so I'll have to feed more fertilizer, but the plant is still performing really well and it is growing big and producing a lot of fruit. These are some of my hot Thai peppers, and this is another variety. This is a mild one, and these are hot Indian peppers again. Okay, what to do when a plant is not doing so well? So this is a comparison of 2 plants. Both were grown at the same time from the seeds of the same pepper. They both germinated at the same time, and one on the right side was transplanted into my homemade hydroponic system, and the other one on the left side was transplanted into this very big container. The one in the big container is showing all the signs of stunted growth and malnutrition. Here, only a few weeks later, I am harvesting hot peppers from the same plant. What I have simply done is that I have fed this plant with the liquid fertilizer drained from my worm bin that I showed you earlier in this video, and it has made a huge difference. I have not used any coffee ground or any other fertilizer for this plant, and you can see a number of healthy and nice fruit. And here you can see some fruit that I have collected from this plant, and I'm collecting more. So the soil in the plant has become so rich that I have transplanted a few more small seedlings in this container, and I am surprised, really surprised with the results. So it is a big fun to harvest. It is very satisfying, and these are my fresh chilies from the plant. So I hope you have enjoyed the video, and if you did learn something from it, or did like the video, please give me a thumbs up. Thank you very much. See you in next video.